Alex Eala has just landed in Chicago, Illinois, and she's there to sign a $30 million deal with Gatorade. $30 million. Let that sink in for a moment. And while that news is spreading across the internet like wildfire, there's a very specific group of people who are feeling something very uncomfortable right now. The haters, the doubters, the ones who spent years telling anyone who would listen that Alex Eala did not belong at the top level of professional tennis. The ones who whispered that she would never make it, that she was just another talented prospect who would fade before reaching the pinnacle of the sport. Every single one of those people is sitting at home right now watching this news break. And the regret is hitting them like a freight train. Because Eala did not just make it. She is signing $30 million deals with one of the most iconic sports brands on the planet. And the most beautiful part about all of this is that this is only the beginning of what promises to be an absolutely legendary career. Gatorade is not a company that just hands out deals worth $30 million to anyone. They are extremely selective about who represents their brand, because their endorsement athletes are not just faces on a bottle. They are symbols of excellence, of grit, of the kind of determination that inspires millions of people around the world. When Gatorade comes calling with that kind of money, it means something profound. It means they have looked at Alex Eala and decided, without any doubt, that she is worth every single penny of that investment. They have studied her trajectory, analyzed her market value, and looked closely at the size and passion of her fan base across multiple continents. And honestly, looking at everything she has built, both on and off the court, it is very hard to argue with that conclusion. The deal is reportedly set to run for 2 years, positioning Eala as the face of Gatorade within the WTA. And here is the brilliant part about this move that a lot of people are not talking about enough. Gatorade is not just buying a tennis player with this deal. They are buying access to an entire region and an entire market that has been waiting for exactly this kind of representation. Alex Eala represents something that no other player in the WTA can offer right now. She is the only East Asian player competing at the absolute top flight of women's professional tennis. She carries the hopes and dreams of millions of fans across the Philippines and all of Southeast Asia on her shoulders every single time she steps onto that court. And Gatorade knows exactly what that means in terms of business opportunity and brand expansion. The potential here is enormous, and Gatorade has positioned themselves perfectly to capitalize on every single bit of it. The sports beverage market is currently valued at $1.17 billion, and projections show that it is set to grow by more than $2 billion by the year 2034. That is an enormous market waiting to be fully captured, and the brands that move fast and align themselves with the right faces are going to dominate that incredible growth. Gatorade has made an incredibly smart business decision here, because Alex Eala is the perfect bridge between the sport of tennis and a massive untapped consumer base across Southeast Asia. She is not just an athlete. She is a cultural phenomenon, and every major brand in the world is starting to wake up and realize that in a very serious way. The numbers back it up, the fan base backs it up, and the commercial results of every campaign she has been involved in backs it up. Gatorade saw all of that evidence, and they acted decisively. And now they are about to reap the rewards of that bold and forward-thinking decision in a very big way. And the announcement is not even official yet. Gatorade is reportedly planning to make the big reveal at the BNP Paribas Open next month. Can you imagine what that moment is going to look like? The spotlight, the cameras, the energy in that arena. And then the announcement that one of tennis's most exciting rising stars is now the face of one of the world's most powerful sports beverage companies. The fans are going to go absolutely crazy when that moment arrives. The haters are already scrambling, trying to figure out what to say next. And remember, the official announcement has not even dropped yet. When that moment finally comes, the meltdown from the doubters is going to be absolutely spectacular to witness. And we are all going to be watching it happen in real time. Every person who ever counted Eala out is about to have a very bad day. And honestly, they brought it entirely on themselves by underestimating her from the very start. But here is what those haters never understood about Alex Eala. She was never just playing for trophies. She was building an empire from the very beginning, brick by brick, deal by deal, and win by win. While some people were trying to dismiss her, and critics were finding every possible reason to count her out, Eala was quietly stacking deal after deal. She was making moves that would secure her financial future and her legacy for decades to come. The Gatorade deal is massive and historic, but it is not even the only major business move she has made in recent times. Earlier this year, Eala signed an enormous deal with Asia that showed just how sharp her business instincts truly are. Instead of taking a straightforward cash payment like most athletes would simply accept, she negotiated a 2% equity stake in the company. That single decision tells you everything you need to know about how she approaches her career and her future. Asia is currently valued at $240 million, a valuation that has risen nearly 50% compared to last year alone. That means her equity stake is already worth millions of dollars. And as Asia continues to grow and expand, so does her personal wealth automatically. This is not the move of someone who just wants to cash in quickly on their fame. This is the move of someone who is thinking 10, 15, 20 steps ahead and building the kind of generational wealth that will last long after her playing days are over. Behind the highlight reels and the post-game interviews lies a complex machine of business, strategy, and power. Alyssa Tucker's move, while shocking, is a masterclass in corporate thinking. In her world, players are assets, and the primary goal is to maximize the return on investment. The physical toll on Clark wasn't just a concern for her well-being. It was a direct threat to the franchise's bottom line. Every game Clark misses due to injury, every season her peak is shortened by burnout, translates to millions of dollars in lost ticket sales, merchandise, and media rights. Pissett, from this cold perspective, becomes less of a teammate and more of a crucial piece of operational infrastructure, like an insurance policy against the inevitable wear and tear on the main asset. This level of calculation can feel soulless to fans who see the passion and artistry of the game, but it's the unseen engine that drives every decision at the highest levels. The ultimatum was the moment this corporate reality collided with the raw, competitive instincts of a superstar athlete. For her entire life, Caitlin Clark's success has been built on a simple formula: having the ball in her hands and making the decisive play. Her basketball DNA is coded with the belief that she is the best option on the floor at all times. The ultimatum directly challenged this core belief. It told her that her instincts, the very things that made her a phenomenon, were now considered a liability to the long-term health of the organization. This creates a profound psychological conflict. How does a player who has been rewarded for their individual brilliance suddenly learn to defer? How do you trust a system that was imposed upon you by force, rather than built through mutual collaboration? This is the tightrope Clark now walks. She has to balance her innate desire to dominate with the front office's mandate to delegate. Every decision she makes on the court is no longer just about winning the game. It's a political statement, a response to the power play that happened behind the scenes. The way she is handling it with cold, analytical precision is perhaps the most telling part of the story. She isn't throwing a tantrum or demanding a trade. She's adapting, learning the new rules of the game she's been forced into. It suggests a level of maturity and basketball intelligence that goes far beyond her shooting range. She understands that this is a chess match, and her best move isn't to knock over the board, but to learn how to checkmate her opponent within the new constraints. This silent war of wills is the real drama of the Indiana Fever season. The wins and losses are just the surface-level results of this much deeper struggle. If Clark and the front office can find a way to align their visions, the result could be a team that is not only entertaining, but virtually unstoppable, a perfect blend of individual brilliance and strategic depth. But if this forced marriage fails, the fallout could be spectacular. It could create a permanently fractured locker room, undermine the authority of the coaching staff, and ultimately lead to Clark seeking an exit the moment her contract allows. The stakes are incredibly high, not just for the Fever, but for the WNBA as a whole, which has hitched its wagon to Clark's rising star. The world is watching to see if the league's most important player is in a place that will nurture her talent, or one that will try to cage it. This ultimatum delivered in the quiet of an office, has set the stage for a public spectacle that will define careers and legacies. And as we watch Clark on the court, we're no longer just watching a basketball game. We're watching the real-time resolution of a high-stakes corporate drama. Every pass to piss it, every shot Clark takes herself, is another chapter. Eala has quickly become one of the most talked-about rising stars in professional tennis, and her journey is nothing short of extraordinary. From a young age, she showed signs of brilliance on the court, combining natural talent with relentless determination. As she climbed through the junior ranks, her performances began turning heads across the tennis world. Winning major junior titles and competing fearlessly against top opponents, she proved that she belonged on the big stage. Her transition into professional tennis has been equally impressive as she continues to grow stronger with every match she plays. What makes Eala truly special is not just her skill, but her mindset and discipline. She approaches every challenge with confidence and composure beyond her years. Fans admire her not only for her powerful game, but also for her humility and grace under pressure. Representing the Philippines, she carries the pride of a nation every time she steps onto the court. Millions of fans look up to her as a symbol of hope and inspiration. Her rise has also attracted the attention of major global brands, recognizing her as a future icon in the sport. Off the court, she is building a strong personal brand, connecting with fans worldwide. Her influence continues to expand across social media and international platforms. Each tournament she enters becomes another opportunity to prove her potential. Her work ethic is unmatched, constantly pushing herself to improve and evolve. Coaches and analysts believe she has what it takes to reach the very top of women's tennis. Despite the pressure, she remains focused on her goals and long-term vision. Injuries and setbacks have only made her stronger and more determined. She learns from every loss and comes back even better. Her aggressive playing style and smart strategy make her a dangerous opponent. The tennis community sees her as a future Grand Slam contender. Her journey is still in its early stages, yet she has already achieved so much. Every victory adds another chapter to her growing legacy. Her story inspires young athletes around the world to chase their dreams. She proves that with hard work and belief, anything is possible. The spotlight on her continues to grow brighter with each passing day. Media coverage around her achievements keeps increasing. Her fan base is expanding rapidly across different countries. She represents a new generation of fearless athletes. Her calm attitude during high-pressure moments sets her apart. She handles expectations with maturity and confidence. Sponsors see her as a long-term investment with massive potential. She continues to break barriers and set new standards. The future looks incredibly bright for Eala. She's not just playing the game. She is changing it. Every match she plays tells a story of passion and perseverance. Her journey is a reminder that greatness takes time and effort. She is building something much bigger than just a career. With every step forward, she is shaping her destiny. The world is watching closely as she rises higher. Her name is becoming synonymous with excellence in tennis. She is determined to leave a lasting impact on the sport. And this is only the beginning of what promises to be an unforgettable career.